Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be making some crepes, which I am very excited about since it's been a long time since I've had crepes. Now one of the great things about them is that they are very versatile. You can make them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. Also they happen to be pretty simple to make. Now for this recipe you will need a half teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of flour, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, plus a little extra to butter the pan, and 1 cup of milk. You'll also need some things to go in your crepe. So today I have an assortment of berries, some bananas, some chocolate syrup, some peanut butter, and some whipped cream. Like I was saying earlier, you can make this a breakfast crepe and put in something like eggs and sausage. Or a lunch crepe, put in some deli meat and some lettuce and tomato. Or a dinner crepe with some mozzarella cheese, some red sauce, and pepperoni. You can make all sorts of crepes. It's up to your imagination. Now to start this recipe, we'll take a large mixing bowl and our 2 eggs. We're going to beat those well as we're going to melt our 2 tablespoons of butter and add that to the mix. Let's add that 2 tablespoons of butter to the egg. Then we'll add our cup of flour. We'll add our cup of milk. Next we'll add our half teaspoon of salt. Once the batter is nice and smooth, we will cover it and set it aside for about a half an hour. While that rests, we can go ahead and prep our ingredients for the inside of the crepe, as well as get our pan ready for cooking. Next, let's move over to the stove and prepare our pan. The bulk of preparing the crepe will happen around the stove. So first off, take your pan, either take some oil or some butter, and oil or butter your pan. We're going to go ahead and wait till the batter's been sitting for about 28 minutes, just so that our pan is not too hot for too long. But we do want it to be fairly warmed up once we finally do put the batter on there. As your pan is heating on the stove, our next step is to grab our batter. Once your pan is nice and hot, it's time to start cooking our crepes. Now, I like to use a ladle. It makes the whole thing a lot easier, but a large spoon will do as well. We'll take a little bit of batter, place it in our pan. Just a light layer. You don't want your crepe to be too thick. And then we'll move the batter around so that it all gets cooked in a nice light layer like that. Once the crepe is browned on one side, take your spatula and flip the crepe over to the other side. At this point you can either start assembling the crepe on the skillet itself, or you can wait till it's finished cooking and then pull it off and assemble it on the side. If you do decide to assemble it on the skillet, take your inside. In this case, let's do some banana, some peanut butter, and some chocolate. In your head, divide the crepe in half and put the inside on one half of the crepe. And you'll take your spatula, fold it in half, and then if you'd like, you can fold it again into a fourth. In between crepes, you can take the pan off the stove, add a little bit of extra cooking oil or butter to the pan, Wipe away some of that excess, and then it's ready to go for the next crepe. When it comes to cooking crepes, I like to cook them at a medium heat on the stove, sort of like the way you cook pancakes. If you do decide to assemble the crepes after cooking them, go ahead and stack them up on a plate. They will stay nicely this way. And then once all of them are cooked, you can go ahead and assemble them. If you decide to assemble your crepes after the stove, go ahead and take your crepe, mentally draw a line down the middle of the crepe. Take your desired inside. Today we'll use some mixed fruit, a little bit of whipped cream, and some chocolate. You'll place that all on one half, then fold it over once. If you'd like, you can fold it over again and set that aside. You can also dress the crepe if you'd like, give it a bit more pizzazz. And here we have our finished crepes. However you make your crepes, the important thing is to have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video. Totally. Fantastic. We'll see you next time.